I know people have a lot of different opinions about casseroles, and let's be honest, some casseroles are just not great at all. But today I will be sharing 5 new casseroles with you that are so good. You're going to be proud of them and you're going to be wanting to make them for all of your friends and family. Let's go get to my kitchen and let's go start making some good casseroles. We're kicking today off by making this BBQ Ranch Chicken casserole, and you need to try this one at least once. I really think you're going to like it. Into this pot of boiling water, I added 12 ounces of bow-tie pasta. Cook that pasta according to the package instructions, and then once the pasta is tender, you can strain it. And then over to a large bowl, I'm adding that strained pasta right in there. Next, add in 3 cups of cooked shredded chicken. I just cooked up my chicken in the Instant Pot, then shredded it from there, but you could cook up your chicken any way that you would like to or use a rotisserie chicken. I also added in 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, a 4-ounce can of diced green chilies, or you could use diced jalapenos, a 15-ounce can of corn that I drained, 3 green onions that I sliced, and then a can of diced tomatoes with green chilies, which is basically just Rotel. Next, 1 cup of ranch dressing and a cup of barbecue sauce. You could use any type or any brand of ranch and barbecue that you like. Give this a stir to coat all the ingredients in the ranch and the barbecue sauce. Now over to a greased 9x13 baking dish, I added the casserole right in there, and make sure you spread it out well. Sprinkle the top with 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, then bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Here's my bowl of food. This dinner is so good. The best way I could describe it to you is the barbecue sauce is not too overpowering, neither is the ranch, but they complement each other so well in this dinner. And then all of those other ingredients just work wonderfully. You really should try this one. Now we are making this chicken bacon ranch lasagna, and it is as good as it sounds. Into this pot of boiling water, I added in 9 lasagna noodles, and I'll cook them according to the package instructions. Over to this pot on my stove, I'm going to add in 7 strips of bacon, and I'm going to cook the bacon until it's to the crispiness that I like it to be. If you don't care for bacon, you could always use turkey bacon as a substitute or just leave the bacon out. But now that my bacon is crispy, I removed it to a plate, and I'll set it to the side. I did save about 2 tablespoons of the bacon grease in my pan, and then I stirred in a tablespoon of minced garlic. Now add in 3 cans of evaporated milk, and then toss in 4 tablespoons of ranch seasoning. This is going to give it great flavor. Let this simmer on your stove for about 3 to 5 minutes to let this sauce thicken up. Now that my sauce has thickened, I'm going to add in 8 ounces of cream cheese, and make sure you cube your cream cheese. This is going to help it melt down a little bit better and a little bit more evenly. Let the cream cheese cook in with the sauce for about 5 minutes. You do want to stir it often just to get that cream cheese smooth. But now that my cream cheese is smooth like this, it is time to assemble our lasagna. So into my 9x13 baking dish, I'm going to add some sauce just right into the bottom of that baking dish. Then you're going to add 3 lasagna noodles. Next, add a layer of cooked shredded chicken on top, and then about 1/3 cup of shredded cheddar cheese and 1/3 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese, and then sprinkle some bacon on top of that. Repeat this for 3 layers total. Cover the top tightly with foil and bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for 40 minutes. Once it's out of the oven, remove the foil and bake it for an additional 15 minutes, and then you could enjoy it. If you are like me, a fan of the flavors chicken, bacon, and ranch together, you will absolutely love this lasagna. This is not your typical boring dinner that you will have every day. This dinner is so scrumptious and the texture is spot on perfect. Now we're making this Parmesan lemon chicken and rice. So I have about a pound of boneless, skinless chicken thighs right here. Generously sprinkle them with Parmesan cheese, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Do this on each side. I'll set this to the side. We're going to work on the rice mixture now. So into this big bowl, I added in 3/4 cup of uncooked white rice, a can of cream of chicken soup or any cream of soup you like, or you can make a homemade version, and then a tablespoon of minced garlic along with 1 cup of chicken broth. Next, add in 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese and then the juice from 1 lemon. And if you have a really tricky lemon juicer that is super hard to use, I definitely recommend this one that I have. It is great. It doesn't take much effort at all to squeeze the lemon, so I'll link it below for you guys. I got it from Amazon. And then sprinkle it with a teaspoon of salt and pepper. Give this a really good stir to combine the ingredients. Now over to my baking dish, I'm going to add this rice casserole right in there. Make sure you do spray your baking dish with nonstick spray. Now place the chicken right on top, and some of the Parmesan cheese will fall off of the chicken, just like on your plate, but just sprinkle the top of the chicken with any of the Parmesan cheese that fell off. Now I'm going to place 1 sliced lemon over the chicken. Cover this with foil and bake this in a preheated oven to 375 degrees for 45 minutes. Then remove the foil and bake it for an additional 15 minutes. Here's my plate of food. That chicken and the rice does not have an overwhelming lemon flavor about it. It has the most perfect flavor about it. That Parmesan and lemon really work super well together. The chicken is wonderfully juicy, and I served this with steamed green beans. Now we're getting started on this ground beef and rice casserole. So over to the pan on my stove, I added a pound of ground beef. Break that ground beef up and cook it through. If you don't want to use ground beef, you could always use any meat substitute or sausage or ground turkey or chicken. But I added that cooked ground beef into my baking dish along with 1 cup of uncooked white rice, 2 cups of beef broth. Then I added in 1 diced yellow onion and a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. I want to let you know, if you don't want to use cheese, if you don't care for cheese or can't have it, you just don't have to add it in, don't worry. I also added in a cup of diced carrots along with 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and then the seasonings, a teaspoon of salt, onion powder, pepper, and paprika. Give this a stir and then cover this with foil. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for 50 minutes, then remove the foil and bake it for an additional 10 minutes. This casserole is fantastic, and my little ones really enjoy it. I love how you can make it your own, so I added carrots in this just because I didn't want to have to prepare a separate veggie on the side as a side dish at the end. So you could add any veggies in this casserole you'd like. It really is great. Now we are making this sausage and potato casserole, so over to this pan on my stove, I'm going to add 1 package of Italian sausage links right in there. I'm using this sweet Italian sausage because that's my favorite, but you could use any type you like. Just cook that sausage through, and while it's cooking away, I am going to slice about 7 medium-sized golden potatoes, super thin. But now that my sausage is cooked through, I placed it on a cutting board, and I'm going to slice the sausage into super small discs, just like this. Now that I am through slicing up our sausage, I'm going to set it to the side. Over to this large bowl, I'm adding in 8 ounces of cream cheese that I cubed. I did soften this cream cheese in the microwave for 30 seconds. You want to make sure it's soft. Now add in a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of onion powder, paprika, and garlic powder. Whisk this well to combine the cream cheese in with the seasonings. Now you're going to want to slowly add in 1 cup of milk. Make sure you add it in super slow and whisk it while you add it in, just like this. Otherwise, the cream cheese will be clumpy. After you're through adding in the milk, add in a 1/2 cup of chicken broth and whisk that well. Now I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry. This will help thicken up the sauce while it bakes. It's just 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water mixed together. Add it into your sauce and then whisk it. I will bring the sauce over to a 9x13 baking dish and add half of the sauce in there, then cover the sauce with the potatoes that we cut up earlier. Just spread them out. Then place the sliced sausage over the top of the potatoes, and then over the sausage I am going to add 1 yellow onion that I sliced, and then over the onion I am just going to add the remaining sauce that we have in the bowl. On top of everything, I am just adding 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Of course, if you don't care for cheese, you don't have to add it. Cover this with foil and bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for 45 minutes, then uncover it and bake it for an additional 15 minutes. Here's my plate of food. Those potatoes are perfectly tender and that sausage has so much flavor. Also, this sauce is like rich and creamy and dreamy. It really is wonderful. I did serve this with a side salad with spring mix, tomatoes, and then a little bit of ranch dressing and onions. I have so many more videos like this on my channel and you don't want to miss the next one, so make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you there. Bye for now.